So to me, their commit was just the six hours, and I would just report back. They had other things going on. Like, this was my full-time job.
Okay. Now, are you getting compensated at all throughout this process?
I still haven't taken any money. I'm in the red. I'm in the negative $12 million. Like, to this day, like, I still haven't been paid anything. Everybody else have ate and eaten well off of this platform. Like, nigga, when I talk about being in the valley and all of that, like, and I wouldn't change it for the world, because, like, to me, I still visualize being on that second mountain at the top. Like, damn, Barstool just completed herself for $640 million, uninterrupted, sitting on a $740 million valuation. Joe Rogan did what with Spotify? $300 million. The Ringer, $250 million. Pat McAfee did what? That's what keeps me going. I already felt that, bro. Like, I slept. Remember what I said? Wesley Chapel. Was 8 of us in the 2-bedroom. So
I've been there, seen. You've been eye to eye with your demon. Like, you comfortable with being comfortable, uncomfortable, so to speak.
That's not Rolex, Maybach.
What's that?
Flying to Italy.
That shit's nothing.
We did that. Cam, I need you in Florida. I need you in Miami, bro. We about to go do this live. Boom, boom, boom. I'm sending the PJ. That's different. You know what I'm saying? Here's my hedge. 2014, I spent my whole offseason at Harvard building out this case study on transition. Content and commerce came out of it. Okay? So for me, the way I looked at it was like, look, bro, like, I see the opportunity in what I can create and, making $100 million in a career. Like, I've done that. I did that. Like, I have an opportunity to do much greater and much more. So, like, that's what I'm on now. This does nothing for me, a watch, a car, or whatever. As long as my kids and my wife is good, I'm comfortable. I can sleep right here tonight.
You can't.
Why not?
Because the way them knees set up, they said this nigga was crazy. I don't believe in it.
Let me unbutton this. Go ahead.
But
take these Tiffany's off.
Subtle flex. But throughout this whole time, though, right? Because I only can be funky with you, right? There's been people to say, Brandon don't do good business. There's people that also say, no funny shit, Brandon's crazy. There's been also people that says he battles with multiple personality disorder. It's like one day he's good, the next day don't talk to him. There's also been people that says Brandon can't get out of Brandon's way. He's a narcissist.
Keep going.
There's this whole thing, right? That even for me at times, I've questioned. I said, yo, like, if we're keeping it funky, I ain't never seen that. You know what I'm saying? Like me, like I talk to Channing, right? I talk to Fred, and they voice their opinion. I talk to business people that we both know, right? And some of what they said was true. And when I say I'm not speaking about one specific person, some of it they said is true, but some of it made me say, like, that's discretionary and you're entitled to feel how you feel.
That's right.
But through it all, like,
didn't they say the same thing about Steve Jobs?
No. That ain't where I want to go with this.
Okay, let's go. Keep going.
What I want to tell you is, how in the fuck do you allow a person to come into your life and make a positive impact on your life? And now, if I were to tell you, hey, dog, I got somebody about to come in here right now, and that emotion is negative, it's angry, it's like, nah, bro, it's on sight. How? You just told me this man was at your twins.
Channing.
Yes.
All right, so look, like, bro, like, this is what we have to understand. One, I'm crazy about my business. I'm crazy about my dreams. And I stand on what I stand on. Fred Taylor, I can understand how he feel. You know why I can understand how he feel? It's because when Fred Taylor sit down with me, damn, I talked about, like, I really don't want to talk about this anymore. When Fred Taylor sit down with me, right, and like you live and you learn, and he don't put up any money, but he say he want to put up money, but he don't after a year, and my investment goes to $500 to $1 million, and it keeps rising, and now he's asking for 25% of the company, and I'm like, bro, that just don't make sense to me.
Okay, now stop.
Okay.
Keep your point. Have you ever received any money from Fred Taylor, Reggie Wayne, Channing Crowder?
No. I've paid them.
Okay, now, looking from it from your side, right? Keeping it funky. They feel, I would feel if I were them, I would say, even though I never put a dime in, but I helped grow this entity to what it is, I'm not owed 25%?
No.
Why?
You're not owed 25% because I sat down from the beginning and I said, all right, here's the opportunity. I hired a lawyer, put it on paper. After the first season, boom, here y'all go. I advise y'all to do y'all same research that I did. I know nothing about this production world. This is what WME told me, okay? This is how it should shake out. But y'all make sure y'all feel good about this. I just talked to Showtime. Showtime said, we love you. We've been working with you for 7 years. I don't believe in Fred Taylor. I don't know who Channing Crowder is, and Reggie Wayne he's cool. But like, we can build this around you. Let's bring in maybe Reggie Bush. That's not what I sold them. I'm sorry, I got to pass.
You passed up an opportunity.
Call Steven Espinoza, president of Showtime Sports. Nah, I can't do that. Raw report, 51%, can't do it. So boom, I'm having these conversations. That's what I was saying earlier. They're showing up 6 hours out of a month. I'm working this every single day. I'm 5 a.m, sleeping in the facility, sleeping in the office.
Okay.
Hold on, let me finish. So boom, we're working through it. After season 1, Ocho comes on the very last episode. We break through, pop, pop. So after that I come, I say, look, I'm not selling. What I told y'all before, I learned a lot. I'm gonna continue, I believe, right? But I can't ask y'all to come back for nothing. What I can afford, Brandon Marshall, because there's no money coming in, I don't even know what YouTube is. Y'all can take a per episode fee. Here's the opportunity here. Some people $1,500, some people $2,500 to $3,500 per episode, right? Depending on, like, Ocho's more valuable than a Channing Crowder, okay? Or you can invest. Everybody said no besides Fred Taylor, okay? Fred Taylor comes back a year later when it pops through, and then me and him, the only one having these type of conversations, right? I'm like, bruh, like, I can't give you 25% of the company, you know, because initially we're talking about $25,000 investment and, you know, breaking it down evenly, blah, 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 blah. Now, like, I went full throttle with trademarking, attorneys, merchandise. You know, we fly to Charlotte. I did a deal with NASCAR. I'm paying for the flights. I'm paying for the rooms. I'm paying for the food. Everything is expensed on Brandon Marshall. So now the investment increased by 10 times.
Right. Because the company is growing.
Right.
The
So like now,
evaluation of the company is growing.
correct. So now let's revisit that. What's the fair deal? He and I could never agree to that. Channing and I, that's the one that hurts, right? Because of what you said, right? We in Charlotte, we're in your backyard. Bro, we flying there, this and that, boom. Bro, like, what we got to do, we sent over the paperwork. I got the attorney, we read, bro, red mark whatever you want. I don't care about that. No, let's reverse. Let's backtrack. What I'm realizing in this space is when you talk about it, because I've talked about this before. Not everybody get it or see it.
No, but I'm gonna let you finish too. I'm coming from, I don't talk to a lot of people about this.
Correct.
So my validation a little different. I don't know who you talk to, respectfully could care less, but I know, first off, if it's not ending in a good thing, I would have never brought it up.
That's right.
Cause I went on the pivot,
That's
right?
right.
And I told him, I said, bro, fix this shit. I don't give a fuck what y'all gotta do, fix it. Right. So to your point, we're gonna get to that point, but.
So, there were so many things I was doing. So initially when I sat down with them, I said, look, Reggie Wayne, he likes cigars just like you and cars, fucking fleet of old school cars. He got garages and storage around America, it feels like, with just some crazy whips, old school cars. I go to the Broward Lamborghini dealership, I scoped the garage out. I'm like, yo, this would be dope. And what I envisioned, and it was just a vision that I had because the Rock was like, we shared kind of like a backyard, right? Like the rock back there, right? And so I'm like, that would be dope if the garage opened up, Reggie Wayne pulls in his fucking 64 Mustang, and I'm just throwing the name out there. I don't even know if he owns a 64 Mustang. He has so many old school whips, and then a Rock pulls up in his fucking F350 into this garage, and now you have these cars on the lifts, and then they have this little rotating little thing where the cars kind of rotate, and that's the set where they sit down. They share a stogie, maybe some whiskey, and they have a conversation. So I pitched Reggie Wayne. I was like, yo, bro, like, that's cigars and cars. This is I Am Athlete. We're gonna morph into a platform. That's your show. You own that. We rev share it if I can go sell it. Boom, right? Bring that to the platform. Why? Because now if we look up 3-5 years from now and we have 5-6 shows, all hits, this could potentially be the next Barstool. This could potentially be the next Uninterrupted. This could potentially be the next Players Tribune, right? Channing Crowder. Bro, you like hunting. You a weird ass guy. You like outdoors shit. You want to wrestle gators. You could be the next Anthony Bourdain. You could be the next something in the wild.
Alligator hunter.
Right, facts. Let's do that. Fred Taylor, this was the joke. We don't know what you do, what you want to do. Like Fred was just like living retired, like
smooth. Yeah.
But he in the money, he's in the finance. Well, let's figure it out. You know what I mean? That was the inside joke. Okay? So that was the initial conversation.
Yeah. But what I'm seeing is this.
But so we get to it, right? And Channing Crowder, right? Because I go to Charlotte when I was talking about in your backyard, it's like, I go to him, we have all these opportunities. We're rolling. NASCAR rolling out the red carpet, do whatever. About the name Mishi, executive, creative director of this and that, blah, blah, blah. We're about to multiple shows, boom, boom, boom. So we walking around, we're flying to Charlotte like a couple of times, once a month almost during this phase. And I'm like, bro, what does it take? Like, I know me and you can build this platform. What do you need to come rock with me full time? B, throw me $250,000 and some benefits. I'm not an entrepreneur. I don't take risks. That's on you. I salute you for that. But throw me this and I'm with you.
That's what Channing said.
Say no more. Say no more. I come back 6 months later, I do a deal with Sirius XM. I'm like, Channing, this is your show. The show that I'm doing called Paper Route, I'm doing that. I never intended to be on paper route. I'm trying to be off camera behind the scenes, willing and dealing and putting all this together. I said, bro, I said, because like Channing is so natural. Mm-hmm. Channing is like
he one of them. He remind me of like a cousin or a person like at the barbershop that knows a lot and he can say, bruh, all right, come on now, like and he can challenge. He challenges the status quo.
But Channing is very, very talented. Mm-hmm. But Channing, and I don't know where he's at now because I haven't been around him in almost a year and a half. But what I see is like, are you mastering your craft? Right? Like you showing up the last 10 years doing radio, just showing up 20 minutes before and just talking just to talk. Mm-hmm. That's your natural ability. But you can be the next Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's making $1 million an episode. Mm-hmm. I said, bro, like, here go 400,000 in the first year. And if you do what you supposed to, this is the conversation that we having. All the shit, teeth getting done, all of that. Like, bro, like, dog, like your teeth. I've been on that shit talking about that. Mm-hmm. Like, bro, like even your t-shirts, keep your same swag. Don't change that shit up.
That's your brand.
That's your brand, but like, let's change this up. Boom, boom, boom. If you do what you supposed to do, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do behind the scenes, you'll be at $1 million next year. I just did a 5-day-a-week show with FS1. First things first, I walked away from that gig. They was paying me $870,000 a year. The Showtime gig that I did for 10 years, they was paying me $1.3 million a year for 26 episodes, flying up there just on Tuesdays. I said, bro, year 2 of I Am Athelet, you can be making $1 million. You told me what you needed. Mm-hmm. I come back, bring back more through I Am Athlete, I Am NASCAR, and the 5-day-a-week show with SiriusXM. Well, what about this? What about that? Bro, this is the same contract that I signed on Showtime. This is the same contract I showed on FS1. We're built on the platform. Well, what happens if I'm not here in 3 to 4 years? Bro, like, this is I Am Athlete, this is the IP. I'm putting you can have a piece of the upside, advisory board, or you can invest. I'm actually raising capital right now. So what I would say is this. Channing Crowder, super talented. Fred Taylor, I don't have anything good to say about Fred Taylor.
No, don't say that. Don't say that, bro.
Well, all right, cool. Let me say it this way, Fred Taylor, the disappointment there is that, damn, boy, you was Funky Friday. You got me open, dog. I'm not supposed to be talking about this no more,
bro. But I'm being like this.
So Fred Taylor, we talking about solid OGs. Mm-hmm. That was my neighbor for 10 years, solid. You know what I mean? So that's the disappointment there. It's like he's so solid. You know what I mean? And so you got that, and then Ryan Clark. Okay. So, they are super talented, and we came together on a vision, and when it came to it, they saw an opportunity where they could make more money doing what they're doing, taking the blueprint and doing what they're doing. And they're doing a phenomenal job. Yeah. You know, like ideally, like the vision that I had when I talked about cigars and cars and Channing Crowder's outdoor show, whatever it was, that the pivot was supposed to be there. Like Ryan Clark, why I did this to Ryan Clark, like that. For a year, I was talking to Ryan Clark about his podcast that he doesn't have time to do that no more because he got a lot of motion. He's doing a lot of things right now. Mm-hmm. But he had a podcast, and I'm like, yo, bro, that could be on I Am Athlete. Do you own that or do ESPN own that? I own that. He was thinking about even opening up House of Athlete in Arizona, right? So we're having these conversations for a year. When I got the announcement, I heard the announcement that, you know, they're going to go left and doing a pivot. Ryan Clark called me 10 minutes later, like, yo, bro, you know, I never told this part of the story, but like, yo, bro, I've been praying about this. My wife said this and that because our relationship, but like, I try to stay out of it, but I'm going to go do this with the pivot, blah, 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 blah. But for a year, I'm hitting you up like, yo, bro, like, bring your podcast to I Am Athlete. you coming to me about taking House of Athlete to Arizona to Phoenix. I put you on I Am Athlete, right? Not saying that Ryan Clark is Ryan Clark, right? So I'm not saying like I started, you know what I mean? I think he's talented. Little corny, but talented. Bro, you said it's Funky Friday, bro.
Keep it funky.
Okay,
but
cut that. Maybe not.
No, we're not gonna cut it. We're gonna keep it running.
Okay.
But this is what I want to say. All right.
Am I doing too much?
No. I think there's a bitterness, and I don't like it.
Well, here's what I'm saying. This is what I would say to you about this.
I feel like you hurt. As you should.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
For sure. Like, it's not even that I'm hurt because I'm a win regardless. What's for me is what's for me, and what's for them is what's for them. You know, but it's just like, because when you talked about like the narrative, when we go back to football, to how we open up the conversation, I channeled my inner Jay-Z about the 21 catches. So what I actually did is I looked at rap beef, and I'm like, how did the best of the best channel that? Because I'm in conversations with SiriusXM. I'm sitting at the table with the PepsiCos, the Uber Eats, the Mobile Ones, the Diageos, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not gonna go out there and get in some podcast back and forth. That's gonna ruin the business. Mm-hmm. So while they're going out there for a year and a half, controlling the narrative, talking, I'm sitting silent.